Hello everybody, how you going? Tonight I hope that answer is amazing. So as I would like to say, welcome to Tracy Creating. I am Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So I'm just going to pull up the live stream now so that I can also see who comes into chat and says hello. So we'll just get to that now. There we go. Right. So now I can see. Alrighty, so first things first, I'm going to put my gloves on. We're going to see, these are the amazing words, Montmartre paints. So far I've been loving them with my mixture, my pouring medium mixture, which for myself I use, not that one. That's a mistake. Where's it gone? There it is. So it's Atelier pouring medium. So 10% of that. Plus, oh, it's heavy. 90% of the Australian Flood Floetrol. And I shake those two together, combine them in another bottle. I sometimes like to use leftover pouring medium bottles or anything, but I actually have a big condiment bottle for this one. So I combine them both into this, shake it up, and then it's ready to go whenever I need to mix a new colour or some more paints. Hello, Christine. How's Miami today? So yeah, when I do that, I then mix it at approximately equal parts, paint and the pouring medium mixture. And that's what I've been using. And so far, yeah, I think it's great. So this time around, what we're going to do, hello, Kay. What do you got? Is it as cold? Yes. 4 tonight. Let me have a look. I'll just see if I can check. And we'll see. It has been cold. I've been feeling it. But I don't know that it's been 4 degrees. So I go in and I go current temperature. We'll see. Apparently right now it's 7 and not bound to get much colder than that. So your 4 degrees, I'm feeling for you. So Christine, you're great. You missed the hurricane, went right by us. Fantastic. So pleased. I hope that means it didn't harm anybody. And okay, today was the coldest in 15 years. Wow. Wow. I was probably living there then at that time. Spent a couple of years over in the Rockingham area, and it could have been in that ballpark. So yeah. All right. No, all good here. Fantastic, Christine. That's awesome. So hello, Celine. How you doing? Hey, Kerry. KL Artistic. Very cool. How have you been? So these two, because I mixed them in a cup, I didn't mix them into a bottle because I don't like to put silicone into the bottles. So these two I mixed in a cup, and we're going to put let's have a look, 2 drops of silicone in each of those. This is probably about a 240 ml cup, and it's about half full. Love Rockingham. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Okay, so 2 drops. 1, 2, 1, 2. So the silicone that I use, I don't even know if I have the container anymore. It was a Motortech silicone oil. It was from a cheap shop, bargain shop, Dollar Tree, whatever. And it was in the auto department as a 100% silicone oil spray. So I would take my bottle, take the lid off, and put the spray nozzle right up into the opening, outside, always outside, and spray it in there, and then the liquid would form. So I'd have to let it degas, so sit it with the lid off for a little while, but then put the lid on, and then I could do the drops. So 2 in each of those. Remember to stir it. Last time I put some silicone into some paints, I forgot to stir it. So that didn't go so great. Kerry, you're good. You finally worked out how to put your art name in. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. All right, so what we will do with these, because these are the only 2 that have the silicone, when we layer the cup, we will put them in between other colours. So potentially trying to work this out now. That there. Something like that, so that the silicone is in between. And I have this one sitting in a cup upside down because this was the least amount in the bottle. So this is the cup I'll use. So I'll just tip it up that way and let all the paint drain down. Thinking ahead. Okay, so what I've been having fun with is some paintings that I did a while back on some box board cardboard. So it's compressed cardboard, and this is what it looks like. So people use it for in packing boxes, something. It's not very thick. You can get thicker ones. But what I want to do with this one is be a little different and shape it. I don't want to just do a rectangle. I don't want to chop it in half and do another rectangle. I thought for this one, let's be a little different. And I haven't done this before, so this is a new idea too. Just kind of bend that out of the way. And because it is this cardboard, you can also just trim it down after you've done the pour as well. But I thought, let's just do it. See if we can make kind of thinking a blob. We'll see how it goes. So a little bit random. Bit of a curve. That curve's leaning outward. Helps to remove the excess. Manipulate around. So this would be really good, I think, if you had like a cutting mat and an X-Acto knife or blade of some sort. It would probably produce a much nicer, smoother shape than what I'm getting, but just playing around and seeing what we can do. All in the name of experimentation and fun. Because who says we need to stick to normal shapes, right? Just this little bit at the end. Trim that off and we'll get pouring. So sometimes also what I've done previously, see, because it's this greyish colour. Hello Brenda, how are you going? Creations by Baby Doll is here. So in there, yes, it's this kind of very plain grey colour. Nothing exciting about it. But when I've used really light colours previously, I've just taken it out and I've given it a spray with a white matte spray paint. And one of the ones I'm using at the moment is this White Night Squirts. So it's a paint and prime flat white. So I would just take this out and give it a spray, probably 2 light coats, and then I have a fresh white background that really helps to bring out the vibrancy of the lighter, brighter colours. So that, I haven't done that tonight, excuse me, because I wanted you to see what it's like raw. Doing great, having your coffee, awesome. How am I? I'm wonderful, thank you. I have been so busy today and it's just been like one thing to the next thing, and okay, put that on hold, move to the next thing because you've run a time frame for that, come back to that, do that, then this, then that, you know, around parenting and school and everything as well. So, yes, but I feel amazing, so thank you. All right, so in our cup first, I always like to put a little bit of white in first. Still holding up my magenta. Oh, there we go. I don't even want it to cover the bottom. That's not a concern. So from there, now we'll go to the magenta. All these caps pop on well. It's a really big change to my previous ones. They kept falling off and they don't sit in there properly. Okay. And that's why I had it upside down. Okay. I'll put the cap back on. Let's see if we can get another little bit out further down the track. Might leave that sit there because it holds up very nicely. I forgot that my paper towel had been moved today. So, right, some of the blue. This is cerulean blue. So lovely. And go with some white. I'm going to dirty up my bottles now with my magenta hands. Yellow. Sorry, this is bright yellow. This one is the light green. And go to the orange. Hopefully that will not combine too horribly. And then so we end up back with, I'm going to put another squirt of white just to break up a little bit. Let's get the last out of our magenta. Oh. There we go, that'll do it. And one more round of colours. That's the blue, so that one contains the silicone. Bit more white. Alright, how are we going? So for those who have come in afterwards, not all colours contain silicone, only the cerulean blue and this light green. And because I don't actually like to put the silicone into the bottles, still mixed up those two colours to add the silicone to. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Pull into your paint, I hope. Fingers crossed, everyone. So now I think we'll just do a flip and lip and see how that goes. So I have this sitting on a mesh wire rack. So this is one of those like cake cooler trays, racks, biscuit coolers, whatever you like to bake. Sorry, I still haven't moved my stool out. Okay. I'll go with this and go in there. And yeah. So if I do run short, I will just squirt on some colour in some specific areas. It's not worth stressing about. So, okay. So I'll flip and lip, so I'm going to release it, pull it back, and then just go back and run the lip of the cup through the puddle that is left behind from the flip. Bit nervous. Oh. That looks pretty. Can't see much of the magenta. Can already see some cells. You don't want to play with it too much or it will get muddy. Okay, that looks like a very, very green cup. Alright, so we'll just move it around. Fine if you just use your thumbs to hold on to the edge of the board. You can just tilt it like you can a canvas or a panel. Come back this way. I'm trying to cover as much of it as possible without losing any over the edge as yet. I know that sometimes that's unavoidable, but the more we can get covered now, the better chance we have of still having that really good amount of paint on the surface. Just try and come out to that edge. I think we've got some magenta cells in there. So from here, this might be the time where we'll give it a torch and have a look to see what comes up for us. So this is a chef's torch. And this is the type that is refillable with gas that I can get from a tobacconist, hardware store, a supermarket, a barbecue store, you know, outdoor type thing. That looks awesome. Lots of little cells and everything in there. So we'll see about stretching out that very last bit. Will that open up those cells? So we'll just move the weight of the paint. Try and get it to about here, and then we can try and push it out here. It's so close. Okay. Bring it back. Yeah, they're opening up really nicely. Now we'll bring that back down because it's sitting here. So one of the other things to factor in as well is that this cardboard is very absorbent. A little bit more. It's getting there. I'm just trying to move it around in that space. Yes, puppy, hold on. Okay, now back. Can you see that they're opening up a little, which is great. We should be able to just get to this one and then to the end, because we're almost there, and I think it was pretty much a perfect amount. So bring it back down. There's not a lot over here. I think we're getting to the point where it won't move too much more. The magenta disappeared. It did, Kerry. So I can only see tiny little areas of it in here. We're almost there. Also, while you're tilting, I'm just watching the cells to see if they get too out of shape or if they stretch too far. And we've gotten to this point now. We're so very close that I can just do that. I don't even think it's moving. It is moving ever so slightly, but that's about what it is. So there we go. Well, it has some very nice cells. It has some not so amazing cells. I'll just torch it again. I like to go in circles because what I discovered is when I go side to side, it's like when you use a spray paint and you go side to side like that. Turn it off. When you go like that, there's a slight pause over here and then a slight pause over here. And so those areas would get a little extra heated. So I discovered for myself, if I go in circles, it's a little bit more even coverage. So I just realized I'm tilting my phone with you. Oh, Gary, that's awesome. So I am just going to put some of the orange over here. It stands out nice and vibrantly. It's going to help. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yes. Yes, chap. Hold on. Okay, so there we have it. We have cells. Let's have a closer look. So you remember this was only 2 drops of silicone in 2 of the colours. In the green, light green, and in the cerulean blue. So there we go. So you can see we have some gorgeous cells that have little outlines. This colouring really isn't showing through the phone very well. But here we go. Some cells that got a little bit stretched out. So, there we go. See, most of the time I just don't like using silicone because I like the lines. Oh, look at those. They're awesome. Through that blue section. Yeah, sorry. And stop wobbling. Yeah, so I don't use it also because of the cleanup after the fact, especially for resin. Yeah. Sorry, just had to let the dog out. Yeah, so, but if I can get it to work really nicely, then occasionally I'll know that if I want to use silicone, that, you know, it's no stress. I just have to make a point that remember to clean it very well afterwards. So now to just set this aside, what I like to do is just shift it around and it scrapes away paint from the underneath. And I'll either lay it on top of some plastic or some baking paper so it's non-stick, and then let it dry there. So I would not recommend, if you were to do this, leaving it to dry on the rack, because you get these lumpy ridges all underneath, because, you know, you learn from experience. And it, yeah, it may just be a test or something, but if you do happen to like it and want to stick it up on the wall, yeah, it'd be nicer if it didn't have those. So just kind of pulling some of that orange that I added there, so it blends in a little bit more. So there we have it. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off? So I would like to ask that if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and leave a comment below and share it with others who might also appreciate it. That's one amazing way that you can help to contribute to YouTube creators and artists, and yeah, so you support that way would be fantastic and muchly appreciated. Like it, Christine? Awesome. Looks great, Kerry. Thank you. Yeah, you like the shape. Awesome. Just totally random. You know, why not? Have a little bit of fun with it at the same time. So, we're still go that way. All right. Yeah, so thank you so much for being here, everybody. Yeah, it means so much to me with all these, you know, big hellos and how things are going for you. So that is amazing. Thank you very much, Kerry. I will see you next live. I love that. Thanks for the lives. You're very welcome. I like to be able to interact. So I'm still working out the best time frame. But yeah, so it's my pleasure and I love talking with you. So thank you so much. And yeah, so on that note, if you have to go anywhere, please take care. And from myself, always, be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.